lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Amol Guarnishubar, and today I'll be reviewing Avatar: The Last Airbender Book 1, Water! The Avatar has been stuck in an iceberg for 100 years, when one day two people named Katara and Sokka, brother and sister from the Southern Water Tribe, stumble upon the iceberg and accidentally break it. However, they find this dude named Aang, who's the Avatar, hence the name Avatar: The Last Airbender. Aang then realizes that he has been stuck in an iceberg for 100 years, and he and his two new friends, Katara and Sokka, must help bring balance in the world by defeating the Fire Nation, who has been waging a war for 100 years. So this show was aired on Nickelodeon in 2005, Nickelodeon being a kids channel out of all the channels, and so I encourage anyone who's watching this video right now to please go check out this show if you've never heard of the show at all, because you'll have a great time with it. And even though it may be pandered towards kids or like directed at kids, anyone can go watch this show and take something that you may learn from it, or you may enjoy it a lot. I mean, anyone who's ever watched this show has at least liked it a little bit. So please go check it out. You'll have a great time with it. So furthermore, there are going to be spoilers for this whole video. So please go check out the show. Avatar is a classic show. It's everyone, at least like who has watched it, thinks it's really, really good, and they love at least some aspect about it, whether it be the characters, the plot, or the spirituality stuff about it, like the Avatar, the reincarnation stuff. The animation is also really well done for at the time, although there is CGI used. The scenes where they have to open up the chambers in the air temples, there's CGI used for that. Some ships are used for CGI as well, but I mean, like, 2005, so I don't really like bash it for that. I mean, all the other hand-drawn animation is really well done, so that covers up for it. What's really great about this show is the maturity of it. It's very mature. It delves into topics that many kids shows would not delve into. For example, genocide. The Fire Nation has wiped out the whole air nomad race, and the Avatar, Aang, is the only one who is in that race and who is alive. And also it tackles topics like self-identity, in which what our purpose is in life and what we have to do to help maybe save the world. Like Avatar Aang. His purpose in life is to save the world by being the Avatar. And he realizes that even though this was unfairly put on him, he still has a job to do, and he still has the job of saving the world. And Katara and Sokka are characters that help him with this job. And that's what I like about this show, is that all these characters have a role in fighting the Fire Nation. Sokka, even though he may be dumb at times and he's the comic relief of the show, he's very smart and plans a lot of strategy for the team. You have Katara, who is the mother of the team and also is a really great warrior. And you have Aang, who's the most powerful, but also can be a bit impulsive at times, and needs the help of Katara and Sokka to beat the Fire Nation, in which I really like. And let's talk about the characters, because the characters by far are the best thing about the show. We have the best characters ever written on a show. I have no doubt in saying this, probably the greatest characters ever written. And Uncle Iroh, Zuko, Aang, Katara, Sokka, and even the side characters like Haru and his father, Suki. Like, these characters are really fleshed out. The dialogue given to these characters makes them feel like they're rich and alive. They give you something to care about them, which I really like. Aang is dealing with this huge burden of something that's put upon him. I mean, many times in life you have people who have many expectations put on them, and they don't know how to live them. While Aang is similar to that, in which you can relate to how he has to come against these expectations and beat them in order to become the true Avatar that he used to be. Another theme that's prevalent throughout the show is friendship. Like I said, all these characters supported one another. Without them, that they weren't able to accomplish their goals. For example, we have Katara telling Aang that Aang can't be the only person doing everything by himself. Aang needs his friends to help him in order to achieve his goal to defeat the Fire Nation. And we have also familial love, like Zuko and Uncle Iroh, in which Zuko always thinks that Iroh's help is kind of insane and it's dumb at times because it's out of nowhere, when in reality Iroh's trying to help him, and Zuko doesn't realize that. Zuko and Iroh are incredible characters. They're so complex. Specifically Zuko, You know, he's a dude who's banished from the Fire Nation Empire at the very young age, just a teenager age, and his own father gave him a scar. I mean, that's very traumatizing for a kid, and he has to go find an avatar who he doesn't even know is alive for like 2 years until he finally finds him. And so these characters are written so well and with such depth that you care so much about them. Even for Zuko, because throughout this whole season, Zuko is not necessarily a villain, but he's like an anti-hero, while General Zhao is a villain, but he's like an anti-hero who does good things at times, but he has bad motives. And so, see that throughout the whole show, and that he has good in him, but that's not really unleashed till the later seasons in Earth, and specifically in Fire. Now we're going to be talking about some of my favorite episodes of the show, specifically the Kyoshi Warriors, the Kyoshi Island episode. Like I said, there are many issues that the show tackles that can be prevalent in today's life. For example, sexism. We have Sokka, who is in the beginning a sexist character, but when we get to the Kyoshi Warriors episode, he realizes that women, even though they have feminine qualities, can also be warriors. And Suki demonstrates that, and the Kyoshi Warriors demonstrate to him to that. And Sokka begins to realize that men are not the only ones who can fight in the battlefront. Women can as well. And Sokka's reasoning behind this isn't like which male dominance is like prevalent, like he believes that male are superior to women. That's not what he thinks. He thinks that males should be fighting in the battlefield because that's what they were designed to do. Like his father told him to protect his family, and he believes that men should protect their family and that women should stay behind and care for their children. But he's proven wrong by Suki, and he realizes throughout the show that women can be warriors and that he himself can also be a warrior and fight with other people like women. Another aspect of the show that's really, really well done is the comedy. It's a really funny show. They're the obligatory fart and poop jokes that we see in kids shows all the time, but those are actually pretty funny as well. But also the real comedy of the show is really well done. We have a lot of comic relief characters like Boomy, he's a big comic relief character, but also Sokka, who's the most prevalent one throughout the show. He's super funny. He's a great character. He's also the most relatable one for me. He's also my favorite character. And so yeah, I love Sokka. It's amazing. All these characters are amazing. The show's so good. I love the show so much. Some episodes, specifically the Great Divide episode, play it really safe. But like, it's not like they're bad episodes. Many people complain about this episode because like they think it's just like unnecessary. But I believe, it fleshes out the characters more. The Great Divide, it's an okay episode. So moving on, as we progress through the show, it doesn't really care about whether if you watch the previous episodes, because it continues right after what happened in the previous episode, or maybe weeks or months after, or mostly weeks. But you have to watch the previous episodes to know what's going on in the show. Like, in the later seasons, we have the previously on Avatar stuff, where they go through a brief overview of what happened in the past events. But in this first season, they don't really do that as much, and they expect you to watch all these episodes. And so that's really great, because it doesn't treat its audience like it's stupid, it doesn't treat kids like they're stupid, and also it makes you want to watch the show even more, which is pretty good tactic. As the show builds and builds, we see the Northern Water Tribe in the final few episodes, and we see that beautiful, huge, wide of the whole city. We see everything in it. It's a beautiful place, beautifully animated. The animation is fantastic. Even holds up today, except for the CGI, but it holds up for today. And the biggest fight in this whole season goes down. It's awesome. Aang turns into this huge fish monster dude and like destroys everything. But before that, we see Zuko and him capturing Aang when he's in the spirit world and taking him in that cave. And we see what Zuko is truly like. We see that he wants to capture the Avatar, not because he hates the Avatar, because it gives him hope of coming home. And he has that mini monologue in which he states and how everything is given to him, how he's like his sister Azula, and how everything was given to him, and that he had to bust his tail to be in the position he is today. And so that's what makes Zuko such a great character, because many people are like that in this world too, in which they have to work hard and not everything is given to them in which like they don't really have much talent, but they have to work hard on their skills. I mean, this show is fantastic in its writing. All the characters are relatable. I mean, you can see yourselves in them, and I mean that's what makes this show amazing, because you see yourself and you want to see these people succeed. Adding on towards the finale, we see Uncle Iroh become a traitor, and we see him turn into a good guy. Because throughout the whole show, this first season specifically, we see that he wants Zuko to capture the Avatar, but he does state that the only reason, like, he implies that the only reason why he says that is because to give Zuko hope on coming home, but then you finally see that he doesn't really care about getting the Avatar. He cares about having a better life for him and his nephew, Zuko. I mean, Uncle Iroh is such a fantastic character. I don't want to get too much into him, because I'm going to save my final thoughts for this show on when I review season 3, because I'm going to be reviewing all 3 seasons, so I'm just going to go through the basic stuff of these characters, but throughout I'm going to be analyzing these characters more in my final season review. So yeah, the finale is awesome. Everything is awesome with this show. So please, if you stayed around for this review and you haven't seen the show, please go check it out. You'll have a great time. I'm going to give Avatar: The Last Airbender Book 1 Water a 10 out of 10. Best grade you can ever give. There's no 11 out of 10, sorry. 10 out of 10 is the max. But I'm going to be calling the 10 out of 10 grades now God tier. So if you're God tier, you're a 10 out of 10. So Avatar: The Last Airbender is a 10 out of 10. Book 1 is a 10 out of 10. Woo! That was a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the intro of this review. I worked really hard on that, yeah. Definitely. I bended all those elements, by the way. I'm water bending right now. And air bending. Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Please check out my other reviews of Sherlock Holmes and Toy Story 4. That's it. And yeah, I have online school. So I said I was going to be posting a lot. I'll have to post a posting schedule. Post a posting schedule. But yeah, I have online school. So yeah, fun. But anyways, please check out my other videos, guys. I'll see you later. Wash your hands.